for the daily hourly calling session. Beautiful day today. It's one of the few days that we don't have that constant haze. So we're going to go ahead and rip through these and then enjoy some pool time at my brother's house. So if you guys are just hopping on for the first time, we're doing 30 days, an hour a day of cold calling and follow-ups. Follow-ups can be mixed bag of people we've spoken to recently and people as far as almost 10 years ago, believe it or not. So we'll go ahead and continue along. We'll start where we left off yesterday. These are absentee owners and looking for motivated sellers that are looking to get rid of their problem property. So again, just doing this an hour a day for 30 days. I'm here to show you that you can land at least one real estate deal. And for a lot of you guys that are just getting involved in real estate, what would that mean to you? A lot of people, one real estate wholesale deal can have a life-changing impact. So that's the goal, and hope you guys are enjoying the journey so far. Some days we've had a little bit of activity, other days a lot of activity. And we do have an offer accepted that we're waiting on the attorney's review to start on Monday. So with that said, let's go ahead and dive in. Got an hour to work with here, and let's have at it.
The number you dialed is not in service.
All right, kicking off with a bang. This list had a few bad numbers in it. Again, as I mentioned in previous videos, that's typical when you're doing skip tracing in batches. Nonetheless, if you do have a high rate of bad numbers, then it could be a problem with the skip tracing provider. All right. It's getting a little hung up on these outbound calls. Let's hang up. Let's try that again. Okay. So you guys are just jumping on. We're continuing 30 days, hour a day of cold calling. Started this on July 3rd. So that was 2 Mondays ago. And I provided the metrics yesterday. We average around 40-something calls an hour. Again, that's not the main focus. Main focus to have quality conversations with motivated sellers. But in order to do so, we have to get through a lot of no's, potential hangups in the process.
The number you dialed is not in service.
Okay.
Hello. We can help you find another business in the area.
Okay, off to a bit of a rough start. That's right, we'll get all these bad numbers out of the way. load some of those backup numbers and give them another shot. So.
You have reached. You have reached the right number at the wrong time. Please call us back.
All right. Okay, didn't leave a name on that one. Unsure if that's the right people, but we can try them again later. The right people at the wrong time. That sounds funny. Okay.
The number you dialed is not.
All right, just plugging away here. Trying to reach out to absentee owners. Absentee owners are essentially properties in which the homeowner does not reside there. So it's a second or more home. So it could be a vacation home, inherited home, maybe one of many if they're a landlord. And we typically reach out to them if they own the property for about 10 years or more, in which case there's should be some equity built in, and just seeing if it makes sense for now. Good time for them to sell.
Hello. Please leave a message.
So last weekend we were calling on Sunday evening. Sunday evening seemed to have a good amount of answers from homeowners. We didn't have such a huge call volume, but we had great conversations. And typically on the weekends, I guess it depends on the weather, a lot of factors, and when people are home. Given it's the afternoon, right now it's possible that a lot of the kids' sports are going on. It is decent weather. We have had hazy and a lot of rain, so it's quite possible people are out and about. Plus, it's also mid-July is a very popular time to go away on vacation. So nonetheless, by keeping our metrics, we can go ahead and see the best days, times, and lists to call. So it's always good to run metrics on our activities. All right. So.
The number you dialed is.
Hello, we are not available.
Lots of answering machines today. Again, that's one of the advantages of using dialers. So if once you start to progress and you're trying to do more volume, this can essentially be sending out 4, 8, I think in some cases maybe 12 calls at once. And so when someone picks up, then it go ahead and patches them through, and you can have a lot more conversations. Again, that's not required. Obviously, definitely not something when you're first starting out. But as you can see, it could definitely help with the call answer rate, especially if you're getting or trying to do high volume.
You have 35 new messages.
Looks like it pasted my number in there. 35, huh? All right.
The number you dialed is not in service.
Seems to be the going scenario for these past few calls. No answers or wrong numbers. But every answer or wrong number we get through is one step closer to that yes. So what I'm doing right now, because our systems haven't been functioning since I started this, I have our call logs, and I just want to make sure that we haven't called these people multiple times if there's no notes in front of me.
The number you dialed is
15 calls in. We got to talk to a couple people today. All right, thought that was another property we were currently working on. All right, plugging away here. Continue our 30 days of calls, 1 hour a day. 16-ish calls in. Just wait for these next records to load. You guys are just joining me. We're doing an hour a day of cold calling to prospective motivated sellers. Currently, we're doing a lot of prospecting in Trenton, New Jersey, Hamilton, and Ewing, which are neighboring towns. And okay. So just to update you guys, if you have not been following from the beginning, we have a variety of systems that we use, and REI Reply is one of them. Unfortunately, our SMS has not been working, and outbound calls stopped working about a week and a half ago. So we have to take the record information here and put it into Skype or Magic Jack, my landline here. So it's a couple extra steps. Just want to make sure I haven't called them a bunch of times. we ran into that issue a few other times, or a couple days ago. All right. Ooh, it looks like we had some conversation already.
You're sorry you
Hey,
can't.
Judy, my name's Ryan.
Oh, so I left her a voicemail. Okay. So when this was working, obviously you could see it's all nice right in there. And I could tell, okay, I gave a call, press play real fast, you get updated. And that way, if we have further correspondence, we could take it from that point forward. So trying to avoid doing that. Unnecessary calls, if possible.
Telephone number 60.
Hello, we are not available.
Oh, let's see what we got here.
Thank
Hello,
you, Debbie.
please leave a message after
Appreciate
the
the
tone.
feedback.
All right, so we left them a voicemail. Let's try to get a hold of them again.
Hello, please leave.
So a lot of these are no answers from July 6th. So it's been a little bit. We're just following up, seeing if we can get a hold of them.
The party you have called, telephone number 713.
All right, so
Calls to are being screened by Smart Call Blocker. The number you are calling is not accepting your call.
Okay, so we encountered that yesterday as well. I'm wondering if the smart blocker blocks all VoIP numbers, because a lot of the numbers that we call from are in fact VoIP. All right, everyone's calling. Let's get to the pool. Got to get the calls in. Appreciate you guys joining me. Just about 20 minutes in, a bit of a slow start today. But we had a good week. Not every day is going to be super productive or have a ton of motivated sellers.
Calls to this number are being screened.
Ooh. You dialed the wrong number. Okay. All right, 24 calls made so far. Most no answers, some wrong numbers. We're searching for that one nugget. 54 Evans. This one looks familiar. Sounds familiar. I wonder if we crossed paths with these people in the past.
We're sorry, your
The number you dialed is not in service.
So it looks like we had a wrong number for that one. It replaced it. Let's try it again. So when we skip trace through one of the providers, we get, I think, up to 4 numbers. Usually the first or second number are the ones that are going to work, but nonetheless, if you have enough that you could access, give it a shot. For sale by owner. We called this one yesterday. So let's see, there's another number.
hello.
All right, so that's the number we had skipped, and this is for sale by owner on Zillow. We had talked about this yesterday. I'm going to try to call the number listed at Zillow. See if we get.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 84839153334 is not available. The mailbox is full and cannot accept any messages at this time. Goodbye.
All righty. So that was the number provided on Zillow. I addressed this yesterday that typically speaking, for sale by owners, they're listing for sale by owner because they don't want to pay commission. But the stats were pretty high pre-COVID. I think it was somewhere between 80, 84, 85, somewhere up there of how many people list for sale by owner and end up listing with an agent. Nonetheless, it'd be worth the conversation just to see, hey, you got any offers? Try to gauge his motivation level. But as a side note, you guys are selling your properties, you might want to answer the phone for the number that you're marketing, or at least try to clear out your voicemail box. So he could be missing out on potential sales there. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's keep it moving. All right, so I'll tag that FISBO. All right, so just shy of 30 calls so far. Still looking for that one motivated seller for today. So that's the challenge, right? To get through, put in the reps, get through all these bad numbers, not motivated sellers, hang-ups, get through all that. So you're just dealing with people that are, that are likely to sell you their house. And not only sell you the house, but sell at a price that makes sense, right? Because somebody may want to sell their home, but it may not make sense for us, may not make sense for them. Hi, is this Tammy?
No, this is Dr. Toby's answering service.
I must have the wrong number. I'm sorry about that.
Okay, no problem.
Take care. Interesting. All right. That was very tough to hear, but some type of answering service is not what we're looking for. All right. You guys are just checking in. We're just shy of 30 minutes here of our hour long of cold calling. Bit of a slow start today. I'll have to note that Saturday afternoons may not be the best time to call.
Hello. Please leave a message.
The number.
Quite a few wrong numbers. All right. We've called Shelly quite a few times. She's an agent. Let's see if she's going to answer today.
Thank you for contacting SBR Realty. At this time, we are assisting another valued client.
All right.
Please leave a message for 6.
So this guy hung up quick. He said, call back. And this was yesterday. So let's see if now is a good time.
my message.
Start recording at the tone. When finished, press the pound key.
Hello, Abraham. This is Ryan. We spoke briefly yesterday, and you told me to give you a call back. Figured I'd reach out to you now, have a little less busy schedule. I was calling about the property I believe you own on Edgewood Ave. I'm a cash buyer looking for properties in the area, and just thought if you're interested in maybe selling, hey, maybe it can make a good time for both of us. At any rate, love to talk to you in more detail. Please do me a favor. Give me a ring when you get a chance. You can reach me at this number, 973-551-8210. Once again, 973-551-8210. Thanks. Talk to you soon. All righty. So we'll go ahead. We'll continue to follow up. We'll just update the notes just so we have record of this. And keep moving on. All right, let's see how we're doing. About 35 calls in, just over a half hour of calling time. And I'm looking for motivated sellers of problem property.
This number.
Este número está disponible temporalmente.
It got cut off, and it's been ages since I've been in Spanish class, so I'm not really sure what they just said.
Hello, we are not available now.
All right, we'll tag that as fact. So let's try to replace that one.
We're sorry, your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and dial again, or call your upward.
Okay. So a lot of these I'm going through right now have been replaced previously. Again, through our skip tracing provider, you get sometimes up to 4 numbers. And so if we see that it's a wrong number, it gets substituted in so that when we try to call again, it tries the new number. But unfortunately, if the first 2 numbers are not working, usually you got to reskip them or try another method of contact.
Hello, we are not available now. Please leave your name and phone number after the beep. We will return your call.
Hi, my name's Ryan, and I was calling for Volby. Volby, I was calling about a property I believe you own on South Logan Ave. I'm a cash buyer. I'm looking for properties in the area. Figured I would just drop you a line to see if you had any interest in an as-is cash offer on your property. If so, I'd love to talk to you in more detail. You can give me a call anytime at 973-551-8210. 973-551-8210. Once again, 973-551-8210. And again, my name is Ryan. Thanks. All right, so I figured we could leave some voicemails. Not too much activity today. So again, typically I always leave a voicemail. And, out of 100 or so, maybe someone will call back. And, if they're motivated, they'll call you back. So at the end of the day, maybe we leave a couple of these, get some inbound calls from some activity. But go ahead and continue to leave some of those.
Please leave a message.
Sorry, there's no space for recording in this mailbox. Please enter your party's mailbox number.
Okay. I was going to leave a voicemail, but I was looking for a Ben. This is Margarita. No. Let's see, number 43. Definitely ripping through the calls, but lots of no answers. And lots of busy.
The number you dialed is not in service.
All right, so that was a replace number. Yesterday it was a wrong number. Let's see if we can get that to replace as well. If we have any other, but again, third or fourth numbers that we have on file, rarely those are accurate, but hey, if we have them, we'll give them a shot. All right. There's dead air for a little bit there. Lots of good prospects that I'm looking at here. Just love to get them on the phone. We are 40 minutes into our 1 hour a day calling. You guys are just hopping on, doing an hour a day for 30 days. Today is a little bit of a slow start, which can be expected, right? It's a nice day, summer day. We've had a lot of rain, a lot of hazy days. It's middle of the afternoon. So, again, this is how we keep our metrics and to help determine, give us some guidance when the best times to call, best list to call. But we don't know until we go ahead and put in the reps and then obtain the data.
The number you dialed is not in service.
But the interesting, as I mentioned yesterday, a lot of these wrong numbers, you'll see that if you're prospecting foreclosures typically. Not as much in other lists and whatnot. So I'm curious as to why we have this many wrong numbers, but got enough leads to call.
The number you dialed is not in service.
All right. Yeah, a lot of these have been already replaced. Second and third numbers. Caller 49.
The number.
Again, our average calls are about 42-ish an hour. That's on average. We're way above that now, and obviously that's reflected in the amount of no answers and lack of good conversations. On the flip side, earlier this week, we've had maybe a handful, because we had very long conversations, very good conversations with homeowners. So again, that's just kind of a metric that we use as a base to kind of just give us an indicator of if we're on target, falling above target, below target.
The number you dialed is not in service.
Hi, you have reached 609.
Okay. 55 people called so far, and we're 45 minutes in. Not the one of the best call sessions, but hey, if it wound up to get one motivated seller, at the end of the day, it's worth it. And also, we're just going through this, clearing out all these bad numbers, bad records. So when we do a second pass, we'll be able to focus on new numbers that have been entered and other prospects that we haven't spoken to yet. So it helps clears out, keeps a tidy list.
The number you have reached is no longer in service.
Hello. We can help you find another business in the area.
All right, so that was a business number. Let's see this conversation.
You have reached Paliukaitis. If so, I'd love to talk to you.
All right, so I left him a voicemail July 8th. Let's just do another follow-up.
You have reached Treat.
The number you dialed is...
Hello?
Hey, Shirley.
Hello?
Hi, Shirley. Can you hear me?
Who's calling?
Hi, my name is Ryan. You don't know me, and I'm sure you're probably getting a ton of calls. I was calling about a property I think you own on Stuyvesant Ave.
You think I own what?
A property on Stuyvesant Ave in Trenton. I guess I have the wrong
No.
number.
No.
You don't. Okay, sorry about that.
I,
I was excited. I thought we had a first call today. Wrong number. All right. So we tag it. Looks like I had the right Shirley, though. $60 calls made. That might be one of our top highest call volume days. But again, call volume only means so much, right? It's just an indicator, because a lot of calls without any good conversations is useless, because it doesn't lead to any future deals. So that's, as I mentioned in previous videos, that's part of the reason why we'll do multiple levels of motivation to try to connect with those that are more motivated than kind of what we're doing now. It's more of a general broadcast, shotgun blast, if you will, and a more general criteria. Dory. All right. So interestingly enough, this one's coming up as a pre-foreclosure. Let's see if we can get them on the phone. Usually pre-foreclosure scenarios, as I mentioned before, can be a little difficult. Get them on the phone or have working numbers. Let's see.
Hello. We can help you find another business in the area.
Pagey Page, if you're watching me, I'll call you in 10 minutes and I'm done. All right. So one quick thing, this is a wrong number. I shared with this a couple times already. I think it's a good opportunity to do so again. So if you need to do a skip tracing on the fly, we use truepeoplesearch.com. In this case, I'm just going to paste the phone number because you could search by name, phone number, address, and email. All right, so this gives me that person, and you could bring up the record and try to get other working numbers. So in this case, it actually gave me a new possible. Try to give him a call now. Pops is calling, Paige is calling. I should update this so we know where it came from. All right, let's see. True People Search. Skip tracing one off. Let's give her a roll.
Hello?
Hey, is this Steve?
Hello?
Hey, Steve, can you hear me? I don't know if it was a one-way audio or not. Let me try to call him from the desk phone handset. Hey, Steve, can you hear me now? Hello? All right, so either my phone's not working, doubtful. I'm going to try it from my cell phone. We'll play along. Again, people in foreclosure are getting a lot of messages. You might think it's a random spam call. Let's try to get on. Oh, there we go. Let's see. Hey, Steve, can you hear me?
Yes.
There we go. Cool. My name's Ryan. You don't know me, and I'm sure you're getting a ton of calls. I'm a cash buyer looking for properties in the area, and I think you own one on South Broad Street. And anyway,
No, I don't own that any longer.
Oh, you did own you? Oh, did you sell it?
That was like 4 years ago.
Oh, wow. I guess they still have you on the records here. Okay, got it. So you don't by any chance have any other properties in Trenton, Hamilton, or Ewing by any chance?
No.
Nothing. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. I got to check to see who the current person is. So, all right, my man. Sorry about that. Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.
All right. So somewhere along the line, it looks like he says it was sold 4 or 5 days ago. We could verify that. Just check the county clerk records, see who the updated owner is, because apparently in our tax records it's not updated, and then try to skip trace him from there. It is quite possible that he still does own it. Maybe he gave it, just gave up on it, so to speak, and is in the process potentially of being foreclosed. I've seen that in the past, unfortunately, with pre-foreclosures and foreclosure scenarios. There is a sense of embarrassment and shame and all that. Not to say that that's what this gentleman is going through, but nonetheless, we ran our skip tracing, the tax records. Let's see, I'll verify once again if he is on. But case in point, if you noticed, the number I had from the skip tracing provider was inaccurate, and I just did a true people search look up on the fly, and it was at least the gentleman, Stephen, that was at one point associated with this property. So again, by the tax records, shows him still as the owner. And unfortunately, if he's still on record, you could tell he probably doesn't have any interest in, selling or dealing with any of these potential issues. A lot of times, homeowners in foreclosure, especially during 2008, 2009, a lot of the homeowners were underwater, which basically meant that they owed more on their mortgage than the property was worth. So if they wanted to go ahead and sell it, they had to go ahead and ask their lender for a short payoff, basically saying, I owe you X amount of dollars. I have somebody paying this much, which is X minus however that amount is. Will you allow this to go through? So that's it in a nutshell. We're going to hammer out a couple more here. See if we could end off with a bang. All right. Don't think we'll hit the 70 call mark, which is actually pretty high. And again, indicative of quick conversations. But quicker we get through these, quicker we get to that yes. Another bad number.
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no.
Let's see, previous count.
Hello.
Hi, I was looking for Anna.
Who's calling?
Hi, my name's Ryan, and I was calling about a property I believe she owns on Wilson Street.
Give me a second.
Oh, so she hung up. Obviously not interested. All right, we're winding down here. What happened there?
The number you dialed is not in service.
So part of the reason I'm seeing that this list is a landline list, obviously for the most part, unless it's enabled, you can't send text messages to landlines. So in which case, a lot of these landlines are probably older, as we're seeing. So. Woldemir's. over the hour mark. I'm going to try one more. That'll make us an even 70. The Power One More by Ed Milet.
Hello. No one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Hi, Leah. My name's Ryan, and I was calling about a property I believe you own on Revere Ave. I'm a cash buyer, and I'm looking for properties in the area. I figured I would just drop you a line, see if you had any interest in a cash as-is offer on your property. If so, I'd love to talk to you further. If you can do me a favor, give me a call anytime at this number, 973-551-8210. Again, 973-551-8210. And again, my name is Ryan. Thanks. All right. So we left a voicemail on that property to end off on, and a little bit of lesser activity today, compared to other days. But tomorrow we're going to go ahead, have at it, and if we can push that maybe more towards the evening time, that seemed to have good results last week. So nonetheless, I feel like this type of a call session is one to learn from, right? It's easy, in my opinion, when you have those that positive reinforcement with, I call it the carrot and the stick, right? Possible deal maybe a couple weeks down the line, or okay, call me back next week. I'm interested in selling. Those non-hang-ups, aggressive people, but something that's more positive keeps you obviously motivated to continue doing the work. A day like today, minimal activity. You have to dig down deep to say, you know what, tomorrow I'm going to do the same thing. And if I face the same outcome, well, Monday I'm going to do the same thing again until we go ahead and meet our goal. So again, it's easy when it's easy, so to speak. But days like today, where you don't have that, positive reinforcement, this is where you have to dig down and keep it moving, where most people stop. So appreciated you guys following along. Wish there was more activity for you. We'll go ahead, continue tomorrow. And as always, have a good one.